Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Midnight Railfanning. A little unexpected treat for you guys tonight. Want to welcome everybody to tonight's unplanned stream for some action. This might be one of the coolest Midnight Railfanning streams we do because we're not on a class one. We're actually on something a little bit smaller than that. Today is L515 day, so hopefully all the Holly sub folks were able to go get L515 today. After all, it is May 15th, 2026, L515 day. And tonight we are here in Wixom, Michigan on Lake State Railway, where we are going to have not one, but two trains tonight. We already got one in the yard that's working right down there. That's L737, the new symbols that they have for Lake State Railway. And we have a grain train sitting down there. So we already got 11 people on here. Do me a favor, if you guys haven't done already, please do me a favor and hit the like button. It helps push stream out there for more people that would like to join in. It helps YouTube recommend it for rail fans that are on YouTube. You might want to tune into some late night action for trains live at the track side. We are here in Wixom, Michigan, here on the west side of Oakland County at Pontiac Trail and Wixom Road, the four-way crossing, the very infamous crossing here in downtown Wixom. And we do have a signal aspect of red over yellow over yellow. That bottom signal is lit up. Typically, when there's no trains coming, it'll just be a top and middle red. But sometimes on this line, when they need to have an aspect like they do here to allow this train to go into the siding, they'll light up the bottom aspect. And that's what we got here tonight on Lake State Railway. So we do have red over yellow for the aspect. So we do have a train lined. It will be the local. So we'll definitely we'll definitely stick around to get that, obviously. I want to welcome everybody to the stream. Let's go ahead and read the chat. We got Colton, Eastern Michigan Rail fan, Steven, Lord Billy, Eastern Michigan, Tatted Rail fan, Georgia Rail, Train Stream, Michigan Rail fan enthusiast. I got Davis on here, Ben, Smart Trip Guy, 22 Productions. It might be Z490, depending if they change that or not. I don't know what it is exactly. Davin, good to see you as always. Yes, tomorrow begins railroad days. I can't attend, unfortunately. I got a busy day tomorrow with work, and I have college commencement tomorrow. So, my last ever thing really to do with college. BNSF, Northwest Rail Fan, Wisco Rail Fanner, and I think that's it. Did I miss anybody? Nope, doesn't look like I missed anyone. But if you'd like me to say hi to you, be sure to say something in the chat, and I will be sure to shout you out real quick and everything like that. Plan for today for this stream is we're going to catch two trains here on Lake State Railway. Now, we may not put the name of Midnight Rail Fanning in the game, but let's hear this. I'm going to get my scanner and everything put out. So I think what we might actually end up doing for the southbound is the grass over there actually has a very well-lit spot from the building at Wixom County Corners right there. So we might actually go catch the southbound grain there. I haven't decided yet. Part of me wants to catch it here, but at the same time, I can't really feature this crossing for a southbound as well as I could for a northbound because I got the sidewalk right here. I mean, I guess I could if I were to go over by the box over there, but we'll kind of plan that out. I mean, I could always even just go and get them over here. The grass is kind of lit up over there well. We do have a headlight for that train, by the way, down there. We will be getting meat. And yes, these are searchlights right there. The northbound ones are incandescents, but we do have searchlights for the southbound signal. And as soon as we get this northbound, we should get a restricting aspect or something for the grain train, depending what they plan to do with it. They want to put them in the yard. The grain train, I believe, is 88 cars. I know the actual count read as 356. So there will be a train meet in the siding. We won't hear because this is single track territory, so we wouldn't see that up close and everything like that. I think Railroad Days is the full weekend. But yeah, the local appears to still be down there working and everything because he's moving around and everything. You know, his headlight was out on one of the tracks there, and now he's behind some rail cars. So who knows when this local's going to be done? But hopefully it'll be soon. They have been there for about an hour and a half, maybe getting up close to 2 hours now. And obviously we got a grain train over here that I'm sure the crew on board would like this local to get moving, so that way the grain train can get permission into the yard and everything like that. This track, on average, gets about maybe 4 to 5 trains a day, depending on the day. 4 to 5, or actually, you know what? More like 2 to 5, because if it's a weekend and the locals aren't running, all this track might see is Z127 north and southbound, and that's about it, or grain train. So not too much action on this line. But this evening, it is going to get a little bit busy here because 2 trains within probably an hour or so is pretty busy for this spot. So definitely not the busiest spot in the world. But whenever Lake State is doing some movements around here, it is always fun to catch. I happened to be out in Novi having dinner with some friends and stuff, and I decided when I heard that we were going to get some trains over here, I figured I would miss the local going into the yard south, but that's okay because we can always get them north. But then when I heard there was a grain train as well, I figured, you know what, probably get that. And here I was thinking I missed the grain train, and well, obviously we're not going to miss the grain train because the locals got to get out of the yard first. I rolled up here, the signals were all red. They didn't flip those till the grain train got a little bit closer. GM Orion by August. Okay, that's good to hear. I hope that's true because that would definitely be fun to go out on Railfan. I definitely want to Railfan the branch line. It's one of my favorite lines here in Michigan. Durand about 20 trains. Yep. He's working the oil transload. Okay. Yeah, I can hear them over the radio. They're talking. I think they switched over to channel 3. They were saying because the grain train was coming in on the main. They must have now, Liam. I know you know this line a lot better than I do. Did they add a defect detector at milepost 67.9? Haha, yeah, it is milepost 67.9 is where they have a defect detector. But did they add that recently? Because I don't remember there being a defect detector just up there. So that would be news to me if that's been there a while. Do I ever plan to go back to Wisconsin? I don't know at the moment. Milwaukee would be cool to go back to for sure. And eventually, you know, once I get through all my winter content of 2024 into early 2025, I will definitely be looking to get on and post my Columbus, Wisconsin and Milwaukee, Wisconsin content that I got back in May of last year, actually. So we're coming up on a year on that as well. Alex, good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Always good to see you. I can agree with you, Colton. Yeah, M356, I was not able to get that. I wanted to. I was in downtown Detroit filming elevators for my main channel, my other channel, James28439. So if you guys want to see more of me, I do elevator content on there. So feel free to follow me there if you want. I would actually, yeah, I would actually like to check out the CN Waukesha sub, but the only downside is driving there. That's why like Amtrak was great when I went to Columbus, and the hotel that we stayed at there was only like a 20-minute walk, 15, 20 minutes, which was not bad at all for what that was worth, considering that was like the only hotel in the area. And Columbus was a nice village as well to check out. Like everyone there that I met was very nice. I had a blast there. Milwaukee was cool as well because we were right in downtown. We had a hotel that wasn't terribly far from the tracks. But yeah, I definitely would like to. Back 9, I recording set up. So they're still working the yard down there. They're going to be a little bit, but still, the CM Waukesha sub would be cool to check out. And maybe that will be a future trip we do with Damon and some of the other guys. Who knows? We'll see if he's on board. He might be on board to do some Wisconsin filming because we've been to Chicago and the suburbs, you know, to film around there, which at some point I got to talk to Damon because we were supposed to do a trip back in March and then we were going to do May. And then I went to Florida, as you guys probably saw. I just got back from Florida last Thursday. We did 2 midnight rail fanning streams there. Florida East Coast was amazing, by the way, just for the record. That was so much fun to rail fan. The second night that I was there, which was the night after I did the stream, I got like three Florida East Coast trains within an hour and a half. And then I got one after I woke up around 8 o'clock that morning as well. So Florida East Coast was awesome for what I got there, especially that second night. Iron Range, yeah, we've talked about Iron Range. It's a far drive for us. That's like 11 hours, but we might consider it. For sure. Q116, Q118. Q116 is daily for the most part, but sometimes they don't run every day. It just depends and everything like that. Yeah, you're right, Ben. The signal here is on the top. The red is on the top as opposed to the bottom, and the green is on the bottom of that signal head. Yes, it is kind of like a traffic light for those. And it's not uncommon for this line because further south, when this line goes back to CSX territory, especially down in like New Boston and some other spots around there on the Saginaw sub before it gets to the Toledo terminal, there is quite a few. I think there's a few spots. I think Erie Township also has it where the signals are like that, where they're reversed, where the red is on the top of the signal head and the green is on the bottom. It is kind of reversed like that. You did get Q116 today? Nice. There was an M356 that had an IC Death Star, and there was also a weed sprayer train that I heard was running as well, all of which that I missed. And had I had I been able to track it a little bit more and manage my time a little bit better. Plus, I one of the videos I was filming in downtown, I wouldn't be able to do until after 5 p.m. So it kind of just wasn't meant to be. Um, I know Graham, the Graham track, was mentioning to me earlier that 356 went into emergency as well for a little bit in Royal Oaks. So I don't know what happened there. Um, no, 1024 let it. It was solo leading. You're on trains, and okay, sounds good. Brian Rock, always good to see you. Glad to have you on here. 116, 356 2. You're at Updike Road. Nice. I was just at Updike Road last Saturday. I got the Amtrak 352 there. I had a friend of mine that came from out of town, far from out of town. We're talking like the South, and it wasn't BNSF Bishop. Um, it wasn't him. It was a different guy who more into elevators, but he does a little bit of rail fanning here and there. We caught the Wolverine on the Holly sub, which is the first time I'd been on the Holly sub in a while. BLE with the shovers, yeah. Byron Hill with the BLE shovers. Sorry, I can't read clearly. Yeah, maybe Davis. We'll see. It's gonna come down to so a lot of the trips that Damon and myself and the other guys do. It's not just the age and everything. It's do you have a job? Do you have money that you can help put towards the trip? Because it all comes down to the cost of hotels. We typically split them. If we got 4 people going, we typically split the hotel 4 ways. We also take turns paying for gas. You got to have money for food and stuff like that too. So a lot of these trips that I do with Damon and these other guys cost money. So maybe we'll see. It may not be for a while, and plus it might be better, for you to get going with a job. Maybe when you're 21 or something. But yeah, a trip with you would sound like fun. You have $800 would be, yeah, that would definitely be more than enough. A lot of the hotel costs. If we go on like a trip where it's like 3 days and we have 2 nights in hotels, the cost of that, if let's say it's 4 people, you might only be paying like $60, maybe $80 for a hotel, because, if a hotel room like a Holiday Inn might be like $129 for a night, split that 4 ways, let's round that down to 120. That's $30 a person. So yeah, 100%. Yeah, no kidding. No such thing as a free ride. It does get expensive. Yeah, Liam, when you're old enough too, when you get up there as well, I'd love to do a trip with you like that. Can you tell me why I'm only hearing your voice and no other sounds? Um, see, can you hear that? I might have to, you know what? I might have to check and see real quick. I'm gonna text my one friend real quick, so I'm gonna pause the stream real quick. They're still working the yard, so that train's gonna be a while, so we won't miss it while I'm gone. But I'm gonna check and make sure I have the setting on the right setting for the sound. But were you guys able to hear that car right there that doesn't have his headlights or his rear lights on? Were you guys able to hear that going through? Let me know, and then I'm gonna. If not, I'm gonna go see if I can bother my friend real quick. You were able to hear it? Barely. Hang on, folks. I'm gonna pause real quick. Don't go anywhere. I'm just gonna make sure we're good. And Colton's texting me hashtag L573 is better than 515. In power wise, 100%. All right. Anyways, we'll be right back. We're going to pause real quick. Don't go anywhere, and we'll try to get this sound. Make sure the sound's right. So, be right back. Okay. We are back. Sorry about that. Just wanted to pause real quick. And hopefully everyone's still here. YouTube's telling me 0 people are watching, but I'm sure that's a glitch. So just give me one second. Okay, now it says 2 people again. 20 feet, 10 feet, 5 feet. We are back. Could you even chat DMs? Maybe. I was looking through a quick article as well, real quick, through because my one friend didn't answer. Boston Elevators and Aviation didn't answer. So he's probably busy, and that's fine. But I was looking through, and it didn't seem like it seemed like standards the right setting. I don't want it on automatic because I know that's going to filter out sound, and obviously we don't want to filter out any of that as well. You could hear my scanner clearly? Okay, good. So at least the scanner, because the scanner probably wouldn't be picked up because it's not, you know, the microphones, these newer microphones, they're good at picking up our voices, but not picking up like sound of a car like that driving by, unless you change the setting. So I think we're good on the setting, keeping it on standard, but everything like that. Hey, Gradient Gamer, watching from Royal Oak. You got the tracks down there too? The good old CN Holly sub of Royal Oak, which by the way, for all the Michigan rail fans here, we are going to plan a couple meetups as well. And I will probably send that out on a couple Discord servers I'm a part of and other things like that. We are going to do another one in Royal Oak this summer, and we are going to try and plan to do one in Romulus as well. Because um, I got a text the other day from someone that was like, "When can we do a day in Romulus?" And it's funny because I was literally just thinking about doing one at some point, and I said to him, I'm like, you know what? Should we just try and do a big rail fan meetup like the good old times or something like that when we used to do a bunch of meetups, in Wayne County and stuff. So, um, I'm gonna try to do a meetup in Romulus. We'll try to get a big meetup going as long as like no one's filming near the diamond because the CP police over there tend to give everyone a hard time. Romulus would be a great standard mic is better. Yeah. It might maybe it was an update. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, you did? You caught a CN train? What time did you get it and what direction was it going? But yeah, we will I'm planning to do one. We're definitely gonna do, like I said, a Royal Oak one. We might do the Royal Oak one on a Sunday because a few years ago when we did one, there were a lot of people that got parking violations for parking in the parking lot and not worrying about it, and not worrying about paying. I believe Sundays though, Sunday it is free, I believe, to park. So we should be good if we do it on a Sunday. It would either be that or we do it on a Friday or something. And I feel like we get more people if we do it on a weekend because not as many people work on weekends. I work on weekends occasionally. But whenever we'd have that meetup, I would make sure that I would be off that weekend and everything like that. But yeah, the local L737 here on Lake State Railway is still working the yard. Well, actually, I'm starting to see a headlight. Seems like they're starting to pop out a little bit. But they've been there probably about 2 hours now because I think they got down here about 8:45 and it's roughly 10:45. Actually, it's past 10:45. It's 10:55. It's almost 11. And I got to go into work tomorrow, actually. So I'm hoping that this train and then the grain are going to make their way through here decently quickly because I would like to I'd like to get these trains and then go home. Yeah, your favorite E411s? Where at? Yeah, Royal Oak doesn't do it like that. I think after a certain time in the day, Royal Oak, like probably sometime around like midnight or so, then it's free till like 6 a.m., maybe 8 a.m., something like that. The parking situation in Royal Oak I hate because I think it's stupid. However, there's a few apartment buildings you can kind of park at as well, to kind of get away with it. But anyways, our local is down there, by the way, to the right. He's working might still be working the oil transload according to Liam. Pine Junction will probably be the next time I do a Chicago suburbs trip or anytime I go out west, it'll definitely be the Pine Junction for a bit because I haven't been to Pine in a while, so I'll definitely consider that. We got see UP, see NS 2 times, never seen a CI. Well, you'll get there someday. It happens. I mean, it took me a while to get, UP. And UP's the one line I really don't rail fan as much because there's not as much UP in my area. And it's the same with BNSF. BNSF's not out here either, but I've definitely rail fan BNSF a lot more than I have UP, especially as you guys can see by the latest content from Fort Madison. Which, by the way, I do apologize about not getting content scheduled out right away. When I got back from Florida, I had a lot of other things going on as well. So that's why I did miss 2 days of uploads on Sunday and Tuesday. But I'll see if I can get things going for this Sunday as well. I might be a little behind because, like I said, I got a big day tomorrow. We got Sean Allison on here. Good to see you. Welcome. Yeah, I'm going to go after Big Boy. I would like to get that. Any NS trains? I've caught NS many times. Jacob the Railfan, no, this is not a quiet zone. I've been to Duran. I've never actually been to Duran Railroad Days because it seems like every year it happens. I either have things going on or I forgot that it was happening because there's been times I either forgot or I haven't really been told or looked up the date for that. But like I said, I cannot go tomorrow. I have a very busy day tomorrow. And then Sunday, I already have plans to do some rail fanning as well. UP is dead near you. UP Milwaukee Adams sub. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to go after nickel plate. 765. We'll see. Oh, you got an NS train there? Well, where's your favorite E411s? I asked you that just a bit ago. Where are they at? Yeah. Even in downtown Fort Lauderdale, we were rail fanning a quiet zone, but there were a couple times I had the trains honk at me. That one morning, the last morning I was in Fort Lauderdale, 101, FEC 101 did give me a couple horn taps, which was cool. That was so cool because the hotel I stayed at, I could literally see the tracks right from my window. All I had to just do was peek my head out the window or lift my head up, and I could see the tracks from my bed, which was awesome. That's a rail fan's dream. BH Royal Oak. I don't know what BH is. So I Amtrak, Empire Builder, Phase 5, P42. Then speaking of phase units, we had a Phase 7 on the Wolverine earlier this week. That was cool because we've never had that before. That was cool. It's about time we got one of those out here. So uh, I know there are a few people that got it. Did that go back today on, was that on 351, 353? And did that come back on 352 tonight? Is it still on the cycle or is it gone? But yeah, the Phase 7 was cool to see. I rode, actually, I've ridden Empire Builder twice. That was when I went to Columbus and everything like that. You can't have a live stream without a super chat. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that, Davis. Thank you so much for the $2. Yeah. I heard about Kalamazoo. Oh, I didn't hear about the yard. I heard about the signals though that got vandalized there, and they had to cancel some of the Amtrak trains. I think Film Connect Moena was riding Amtrak that day, and they had to put him on a bus because of that. I think he got impacted. Puyallup, Washington is calling my name. Yeah, Washington's a state I'd like to get over to at some point. I know next year there's a good chance I'm probably going to be going back to California. I was in California. You guys might remember that I was in California 3 years ago, back in 2023. There's a good chance I'm going back to California. Actually, I went to California a little bit last year when I railfan Needles, California, and then Topak, Arizona. But there's a good chance I'm actually going to be going back to California for a trip. And the local looks like they're getting back on, but we'll see if they still are working or if they're finally going to head back to Flint. Yeah, I agree, Ben. I think we need that a special microphone without like noise cancellation. I 100% agree because honestly, you know that it's a good setting and all, but I don't want that. I want obviously my streams to be the point where you guys can obviously hear the cars and everything like that running by, and obviously the train horn and the train cars and everything like that. How many Amtrak Dash 8s have I seen? Um, have I seen? Oh, I think. Ugh, excuse me, I keep yawning. I think I did see one on the Borealis when I was in Columbus, Wisconsin. And then we got Train Stream with a $2 super sticker. Thank you so much. $4 so far. I don't know if they call it. I think they just call it L737 both ways. It's kind of like how they did that with Y102. They would call it north southbound. The thing is, Lake State Railway, and I don't know if that changed when they redid the symbols. If they changed it to the point where their trains are based on the crews as opposed to like the jobs and everything of, whether they go from Flint to here, a lot of times those symbols are based on the crew, like which crew members are doing it. Is it the Y102 crew, the L313, or I'm sorry, the Z127 crew, the Z490, whatever. Um, but yeah, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate it. IO45's going through your area. Yeah, that was also really cool too. We did a live stream when we were in Plant City. We got 3 trains, I believe, on stream, and we got the Seaboard, which was really cool to get. That was a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to do that. That was unexpected. I had no idea that Heritage Unit was going to be coming that day, so that just kind of worked out as well. I didn't catch IO44 though the next day. I could have though if I wanted to get him in daylight, but I didn't have time. Ben and I were running around doing a bunch of filming and stuff, especially because we went to Tampa. Symbols are easy to learn when you like follow. The best way to learn symbols is to go out and Railfan a bit and kind of get an idea of symbols based on, constantly like hearing and seeing the same trains that have those symbols. Because, for a long time, I learned the Holly subsignals like E251, L514 when that was a symbol back in the day, Q116 and all those. But one thing I didn't know back in those days was the as needed ones like E280, S756, And then whatever other symbols they come up with, I never knew about any of those until, so it's always good, if you want to learn symbols for a particular railroad or subdivision in particular. Um, Sorry, I keep yawning. I apologize. But if you want to learn symbols, the best thing I recommend is to go out and railfan that line quite a bit. I've railfan this line quite a bit, and obviously railroads that don't have as many trains that run on them, like the Lake State Saginaw sub here, doesn't really get that much per day. Like I said, 2 to 5, depending on the day. Um, it just really depends, on how many trains there are. If there's a lot of trains, it's going to be harder to learn. It's like the Holly sub, where it's got 6 Amtraks and 4 daily freights. And then every now and then a couple locals that run during the week. It's pretty easy to learn those because it's not nearly as much. Yeah, I heard about the CN Duo on 359. I was debating about going out after it, but I didn't, unfortunately. Tried to get Railfan weeks ago, but yeah, I get you. Oh, really? SNL's airing final episode with Paul McCartney? Oh, that's cool. That sounds like it'll be a good episode. Stack trains and honestly manifest when you see them all the time. All right. I don't give out mod for people that ask, but because you donated $2 and you have been on my streams quite a bit, yes, I'm gonna give you mod. But when you moderate the chat, all you really got to do is just delete messages, from people that break the rules and stuff. So, but honestly, most of the time it doesn't really happen too often here. So, typically, um, moderation, everything like that, we don't really have to do too much. But I'll give it to you. But thank you again for the $2. Yeah, no problem. Welcome to the mod squad. We got quite a few mods now. We got Train Stream, Ben's on here. We got Michigan Rail Fan Enthusiasts. I'm trying to see if we have anyone else on here. Not really. We don't need too many mods. Oh my gosh. Okay, geez. Y'all can cut back with the super chats, but I'll take it. Another $5 from Davis. Thank you so much, Davis. Yeah, we've been on Discord as well. I'm not gonna give more mod out because you donate. And plus, honestly, it's not worth it if you guys are just donating money to me to be moderators. Because you know what? If that were to be the case where everyone donated money and I made everyone mod, then moderation would have no purpose because everyone would be at the same level. So um, I'm not gonna give anyone else mod, but I appreciate all the super chats. $11 so far. Thank you all so much. Very generous of you guys. But don't feel that you guys are required to donate money. The ads and everything that you guys get on the videos are already enough as it is to support me. So I do appreciate it. Obviously, I'll leave that super chat on there for anyone that does want to give a little extra, and I do greatly appreciate it. So, Davis, thank you for the $5, and thank you to Train Stream as well for the $2. I'm trying to see who else sent me. Train Stream gave me $4 actually. And I think Davis, no, not Davis. It was who was it that gave me the first? Was it Davis? I think it was Davis. So it was Davis and Train Stream that donated. Okay. Thank you to you too for that. I really appreciate it. Are there any other train lines close? The next closest line going north on the Saginaw sub, if you go up to Holly, which we did a midnight rail fanning stream there before I went to Florida, you got the CN Holly sub that goes through there, and it forms a diamond between Lake State as well. So a little bit busier if you go up there because CN gets 4 daily trains up there. But typically around this time of night, there isn't anything on CN after L507 and 508 run. Because typically in the afternoon, typically the early afternoon, you'll have E251, and then either the late afternoon or the early evening, Q116, depending on how far behind they are. It just really comes down to all that. But I'm just hoping this local gets done and out of here soon because this might actually turn into a midnight rail fanning stream. It does cover gas. Gas is very high lately, but I'm managing it. I got a job and everything, so I can manage. And one thing I've been doing as well is I have an electric scooter, and I've been riding that to work a lot more often. Now that the weather's nice and warm, I can bear with. Typically it's like the mid, sometimes even the low 40s. Is my threshold about saying like, hey, I can ride my scooter to work. I can deal with this weather. But if it's in the 30s, there's no way I'm gonna ride it because it's just too chilly. But my electric scooter, it definitely can help me save on gas because I'm not having to spend that on gas to get to work and everything like that. I rode my scooter twice this week to work, and I probably will ride it tomorrow as well. Or if any outbound intermodal. Yeah, if there's a U 600, 601, or sand train. I don't think there's going to be a sand for a while. Obviously, we had M356 today. Typically, if those run, those are daytime runners. Next train that'll probably run the Holly sub up at least on the north part of it, north of Pontiac, will probably be E251. And, yeah, think about that. That's going to be like 13 hours at least till they get there. Oh, Gradient Gamer, do it if you're looking to, get something like that. Flapjack Railfan. So you want tips for okay. So this is a very good question. Tips for getting into the hobby of railfanning. So let me tell you one thing. Buy a scanner. This is my Uniden BC 125 AT. This is a good radio because I'm able to listen to multiple different channels. You can save, all the types of railroad frequencies in it. And obviously, having a scanner, you can hear them talk over the radio. You can listen to defect detectors like that. Those are very important. They can be very helpful for tracking trains. And honestly, I wish I had a mentor like what I'm doing for you, telling me this when I started as well. Because when I first went out to Royal Oak, I stood by the tracks for like 2 hours, not knowing how to read signals or anything like that. So that's another tip I would recommend is learning how to read signals. We got signals like that right there. Those two, that red over red. That obviously means there's no train coming. Um, but in some cases, if it's an automatic signal, you might want to see a red signal because automatic signals are in between like dispatcher control points, and those might be green or yellow. It's kind of complicated to explain. I mean, obviously, all the rail fans on here that have been in the hobby will know exactly what I'm talking about. But one thing I would do if I were you is look up videos on YouTube about like signal rules and stuff like that. But definitely get a scanner because a lot of those frequencies and stuff you should be able to look up within your state. I know you can do that here in Michigan. You can actually look up the frequencies for railroads and stuff like that. A tip I can tell you though with these dispatcher signals is if they're not red, if they're dispatcher controlled signals, and they're not all red, then you have a train coming like what we have here with this red over yellow over yellow. Yes. See if there's any groups as well. That's another good thing as well. If you can meet other people that are a little bit more experienced with the line and everything like that, definitely try to meet other people. I did that as well, and I've learned quite a bit along the way doing that as well. Another tip I would say as well is use a map. Go on Google Maps. Look up the railroad that you're looking to go railfan at. Go look at other spots and stuff on there. And if you're able to, try to find some videos if anyone's railfan that line. So, for example, like Royal Oak, Michigan, that was the first ever spot I railfanned. I looked it up and I saw some videos of trains that people caught from there. And that's kind of gave me a little bit of an idea. I could say, hey, I get Amtrak through here. I'm going to get some freights as well. It's kind of a starter thing to that. Um, and it's up to you filming wise. I like to use a tripod because I don't have to hold the camera the whole time while the train is going. Plus, it allows for a nice steady shot because the tripod is on the ground and it's not in my hand where I could be shaking like this while the train's going, making for a very bad video. I hope I didn't give you guys a headache doing that. If anyone did, please let me know in the chat. I'll try to compensate for you guys and make up for that. But yeah, yes, rail cams. Yes, that's a good thing as well. Rail cams are important as well. If you can find a rail cam for the line that you're rail fanning, that can be very helpful for tracking trains because a lot of us rail fans, we have ways to track trains, whether it's inside sources, people that work for the railroad, rail cams, signals, and stuff like that. Blog sites like railroadfan.com. That's very helpful for us here in Michigan. That's a very helpful site, especially for CSX on the west side of Michigan, where there's a ton of CSX rail fans there. It's that kind of goes along with the whole getting into a group chat, finding a group. That's one of the things you definitely want to do when you start out, is definitely try to meet people, try to find people that are in the same area, that rail fan the same line. Definitely a good tip as well. So thanks for putting those tips on there, Wisco Rail Fanner, because rail cams and what was the other thing you said? You said um, groups, yeah, definitely. Yes, Flapjack, you can buy a scanner on Amazon. I bought this off Amazon. I just searched up Uniden. Let me see if I can get into the whole. Let me see if I can use this traffic light to kind of lighten this up a little bit. Yeah, this is the Uniden BC 125 AT, the Bearcat 125 AT. It's a pretty good scanner, and it's worked well for what I've used it for. So I recommend it. The other thing too is get a good antenna as well. This is a long antenna. I'm actually going to replace this antenna. I just need to go on Amazon and get a new one because I got duct tape on it because this antenna does not do well standing up straight, which is why half the time I'm holding it by the antenna when I should really be holding it, here. But if I do that, see, the antenna just falls down. So unfortunately, I have to do that. But that's something I would recommend as well. Is the scanner you'll get if you buy this scanner, it's gonna come with a dinky. It's it's gonna come with a dinky antenna, and something bigger like this will give you bigger and better range for the area that you're rail fanning. So if anyone else has any other tips for Flapjack on here, definitely throw it in the chat. Let's help. Bring friends. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Bringing friends if you can along rail fanning definitely makes for when it's dead like this. Let me tell you guys one thing. That's part of the reason I'm doing a stream tonight, because I get to interact with you guys, and that kind of makes it less boring as opposed to me standing here thinking, "Oh, when is this train going to go through?" I mean, I'm still thinking that because I would like this local to get going out of the yard because, like I said, I got to go to work tomorrow and I got to go in pretty early, and I would like to get a little bit of sleep as well. The milepost. Let me find that real quick. It should be on the DO. Actually, I don't know if Lake State does that. No, I don't think they do. Um, I think we're around milepost. Yeah, it's not on here. Uh, Wixom, I think, is around the high 60s. I know there's a defect detector at milepost 67.9 down there. And I would assume we're probably around something like that. Probably around maybe 70, maybe in the low 70s. 66, Billy saying. I think it would be higher than 67 because the mileposts get larger as you go south on this line. Obviously, when you get closer to um, places like Monroe, it goes down. It goes up to milepost 116 or 114. One of the two. It's somewhere over there by the bridges and everything like that. 79. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I feel you, Ben. Don't we all? Everyone else here that hates that, which practically is everyone. There's a few rail fans I know that like it, but not too many. The rarest CSX I've ever seen. Oh, probably the office car special. Because I caught it in Lansing, East Lansing. I had no idea it was coming. I didn't even know what it was when I first caught it. I just saw passenger cars going over the Trowbridge Diamond over there. And I'm like, what the heck is this? So I would probably have to say that because that's the only time I ever saw the office car special. Um, yeah, I would think, yeah, that's probably my rarest catch. Am I going to do noon rail fan? I might actually consider that for future stream. Yeah, I might consider that. Noon rail fanning. Yeah, I might do that. Is Lake State going to use the exempt track rail crossing, or I don't know? I did see the new paint schemes. I know BNSF has 3 commemorative units they're doing for America 250. That'll be really cool to catch someday. Wixom Auto Factory is long gone. Yeah. Tacoma, Washington. There was a UP 1996 passing. Okay, cool. CSX office car special. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember you did see that, Ben. You probably got a better video of it than I did. Like I said, I was standing here and figure it was like way in the distance was where I caught them going over the diamond. I just heard the gates go down on CSX, not knowing that something was coming, and then boom, there they were. Is WSOR ever on your radar? What's WOSR or WSOR? Are there any friendly? Oh yeah, Lake State does tend to have a few friendly crews. I've gotten waves from them many times. I mean, it really just depends on the crew. Do they hate rail fans or are they in a good mood? It comes down to a lot of times crews. It comes down to, do they enjoy their job? Have they gotten enough sleep? It just depends. It's just like any other person, nice or not. But yeah, most of the time crews are nice as long as you're not like standing, on like right here when the train's coming. You'll be fine. But obviously we're behind this white stop line, so we're way in the clear of the tracks. So, you know, but there are crews that just hate rail fans in general because some of them are annoying. There's a lot of them that do stupid things. We've seen a lot of non-rail fans, I'm calling them, for the people that have been vandalizing and stealing, horns off of the CN heritage units, the number plates and stuff like that, and the signals. Those aren't rail fans. Those are vandals and thieves, is what they are. I have. Hold on. Sounds like they might be finishing up here. So that would. NS does not go through. It's just Lake State Railway. Oh, let's see here. Ryan. Oh yeah, he was okay. Maybe we'll get a horn show from him. Yeah, Chicago in a nutshell. There's a lot of bad areas. In terms of rail. And Blue Island. Yeah, I remember when we went there. Blue Island was sketch as heck. What train we looking for, Jeff? Bob, we are waiting on a local to go north, and then we got a grain train that is sitting on the main track. I think he's on the main. Yeah, he's on the main. We got a grain train sitting up there waiting for this local to clear. Yup. So CSX used to own all this track, like all the way up to Flint and stuff like that. Lake State bought it out from them a long time ago. So CSX has no operation up here. The only thing they really do is interchange with Lake State Railway for L313, L314, and that's really about it. And the grain trains as well. But those up, or at least around this crossing, those are under Lake State crews. How many mains out here? Just one main track, at least right here. U.S. Railfan N6U, welcome. Ryan is Jasper. Oh, okay. Yes, we do have a southbound. Dispatcher job briefing, yeah. 303, the engine trailing is a GP35. Sweet. This will be a good lash up on this local. BN70K in the tall blocks. We are rail fanning. That's what we're doing. How many trains so far? 0. Yes. So So far zero, but like I said, is once we get this local going, that'll be one, and then we'll have two for the grain train that'll go south into the yard. We just need this local to finish up and get out of there, and then they will be they'll be getting on to on their way up to Flint, and then once that, like I said, once that happens, we can get that grain train, and then we'll call it quits. We might actually be out here till midnight, unfortunately, but we'll see. Grain train is 88 cars, 356 axles. Yes, Alex, it's 7 Mile Road in Northville is where there's a sign. If you go on Google Maps and you look on the north end of the crossing there, there's a sign that says enter LSRC. That's where the ownership changes. 7 Mile Road in Northville. So just north of Plymouth, CSX has a little bit of operation there, and then it's all Lake State action from there. The crossing there at 7 Mile Road in Northville is owned and operated by CSX, which means the first crossing on Lake State after that is Baseline Road, which is a crossing before you get to 9 Mile, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 9 Mile is the next one going north. Yeah, let's hope you don't lose power. That sucks. It happens sometimes. Planning to head out tomorrow to Railfan and gonna go to Seattle. Oh, cool. See Amtrak 7. That's cool. Okay, yeah. So Michigan Railfan enthusiasts put that in the chat. Yeah, 1992, I guess, was when Lake State became a thing, and then bought out some track from CSX. But yeah, hopefully we'll soon get this local. I like get this thing so we get the grain, and then I can go home. Heading out to Byron tomorrow. Cool. It's starting to get late. We've been live for almost an hour. The mic is low. Hold on, guys. Let me try listening to the stream on my end real quick. I just want to hear what it sounds like and everything like that. So I'm just going to pause real quick. We'll be right back here in a second. I couldn't get the stream to load on my end on Safari, so I couldn't hear it. But just let me know if the microphone does that again. Like I said, hopefully do that. We have a red over yellow. So this local is L737, and when they leave Wixom Yard or Lincoln Yard here in Wixom, they will be going into the siding because the grain train is on the main track. It's a lot easier to put a local that's a lot shorter than a siding. Now, the local is kind of hiding down there behind some of those rail cars down there. You can kind of see a little bit of the silhouette of the locomotive's headlights, but not really. Yeah, this is ridiculous. I really hate that I'm going to have to do that. Given I would hate to have to get a microphone. Yeah, I'm from Michigan in the United States. Yeah, this is Wixom, Michigan, where we are. No, I don't have any train sheets. Like I said, I mostly just listen to a scanner, and I can pick up stuff there, and I can use like group chats and stuff like that, and other things like that. Rail cams to kind of track for trains and stuff like that. Oh, he's blowing for a crossing down there. That local. He must be backing up through that through Beck Road. I don't know what the hell is wrong with the microphone though. That's the sad part, Alex. Is literally, I got a new phone. I changed the setting. The setting is set for the record. The setting is literally set so that way it won't be doing the noise cancellation thing, and I don't know what's going on. We got a bunch of Western Colin Hayes e-bells here. I forget which type of Western Colin Hayes it is, but it's mostly Western Colin Hayes, and there is I believe that's an NAG type 2 right there. It is here in Wixom. It is 11:33 p.m. Well, we're starting to hear honks from the local down there, so they must be going through Beck Road, or I don't know. It's probably Beck Road they're going through. I don't think they're on the branch line, anything like that down there. So, uh, hopefully, they're finishing up and getting ready to go. 8:33 p.m. Yeah, you're on the Pacific Coast, so yep. Yeah, it looks like our train might now be on the main. Well, no, I'm not sure. I don't know exactly where he is down there. He's doing something. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I'm looking. He might actually be pulling up. You know what? I think I know what they might be doing because I think that's the main track looks like it's got some freight on it. So I'm wondering if maybe they're gonna bring him up on the siding track of the yard, back him up, and then go north from there. I don't know if that's what they were doing was whying. That's probably what they're doing. They're whying the locomotive. That's probably what they're doing. Yeah, maybe I will. I have AirPods, so that's got microphones on them. But the sad thing is, I don't want to have to use AirPods or anything like that because then it's not going to capture the surround sound very well. Let me try something. I'm going to switch the sound setting back to automatic, and then I'm going to go back to standard. Let's see if that does anything real quick. All right. How about now? I mean, now all I did was flip the setting to one thing and then back. I don't know if that's going to do anything. Any trains over 100 cars? Yeah, sometimes they get up to 100 cars. I know the CSX interchange trains, L313, L314, they can be pretty long. They run as Z127 when they're on Lake State, but CSX calls them that because obviously each railroad, it varies in terms of symbols, or yeah, symbols. Sounds good. Okay, well, hopefully it's going to stay that way because that'd be great. White Japan Railfan. No, I'm not going to be able to go to Durand Railroad Days. I'm not going to have time. Unfortunately, I got a very busy day tomorrow because I got to go to work twice. And I also have my college commencement tomorrow. So I got to get in my cap and gown and all that good stuff. So tomorrow's going to be a long day for me. I'm not looking forward to it. Sunday, I'm going to be out rail fanning and relaxing. So Sunday will be nice. I just don't know when or if I'm going to have time. I'll have to do it tomorrow night to get a train video going for Sunday. It'll be morning rail fanning in Fort Madison. That'll be the next train video. And then after that, after Fort Madison, it's back to Michigan content because that trip kind of got cut short because Damon had to go into work. So we had to go home right away after that. So we didn't get to stop anywhere that we wanted to on the way home from Fort Madison. So all we'll have is some morning rail fanning of BNSF on the Chillicothe sub. And then after that, it's going to be back to Michigan content. Graduated high school last Friday. Congrats. What's the weather? The weather over here. Let's see what we got. It got up to 70 degrees today here, and right now it is 56. It's 56. So a little bit chilly. I got a hoodie and everything on like that, so that's good. Um, it's keeping me warm. Been live for an hour. I didn't anticipate that we would be live for an hour waiting on the first train, but hopefully it's going to be happening here in a little bit. Hey, Brody, welcome. 70 degrees in your area? Yeah, that's nice and warm. Railfanner Luke, welcome. Got a lot of new people that have joined on here. 127 is now L357. Okay. That's crazy. I still got quite a few videos of, all the old Lake State symbols, so we'll keep those, written down and everything like that. But yeah, we are actually starting to approach the hour known as midnight. Yep, we do have red over yellow over yellow. Yeah, I figured. Not here, not at this crossing, White Japan Railfan. These are actual dispatcher controlled signals because these signals control trains going in and out of the yard. Um, and this signal right here, particularly, controls a siding that's just a little bit further north of the signals. Um, Out here, if this signal is displaying anything that's not red along with this one, it means there is a train eventually going to be on the way. What the CSX interchange symbol train? Well, that one tends to run whenever they run. I've seen that late at night. I've seen it in the morning. I've seen it in the afternoon. I gotcha. Train probably north. Yeah, there. Like I said, there will be. Like I said, there will be a local eventually going north out of here real soon. Hopefully, real soon. The local seems like they're just finishing up their work. I think we did hear them blow the horn a little bit ago, so they might. I don't know if they were spinning the locomotive around or if they can even do that here, if they're just switching tracks and stuff. Hey, what's up, Damon? How are you? Steel 8675, Duluth, Minnesota. Far. We are waiting on two Lake State trains. We have a local L3, I'm sorry, 737, which is down here working Lincoln Yard. And we have a grain train up here on the main track that's been sitting here for a while, waiting for this local to finish their work so that way they can get into the yard. But wow, we got 30 people watching now. That's a lot of people. We got a lot of people. Did they train stream? Awesome. Well, I appreciate you promoting the stream. Especially we got a lot of people from out of Michigan on here. We got people. I know we got one guy from Washington. Um, we got someone from YouTube. You live on TikTok? Nope, we're live on YouTube because normal people use YouTube or real people use YouTube, not TikTok. TikTok sucks. And we got JE7429. Hey, for everyone here that's not from Michigan and you're comfortable with sharing where you're from, throw it in the chat. We got a ton of people on here this evening, not from Michigan. So where is everybody from if you're not in Michigan? Because we got a lot of people here this evening tuning in, which is awesome. I mean, it's YouTube's showing me we got 33 people watching, which is insane. Westchester, Illinois. Okay. Yeah, I wish I could attend the Ram Railroad Days. I can't because I got a busy day tomorrow. I got to go to work twice, only for 5 hours though. I got to go in for like 2 hours in the morning and then 3 hours later in the day, and then I have college commencement as well. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Let's see where else we got. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Wow. We got Ohio. Railfanner Levy. Welcome. Pennsylvania. Did it. I'm sorry about the microphone, guys. I might have to do a test stream or something, but that's the thing. I just don't have time. I don't know why. I mean, I was hoping, especially with me upgrading to a new phone, particular, so that way I would have more storage for filming. elevators and stuff for my main channel that would also include like better microphone quality. But really, it's seeming like it didn't help at all. I apologize for that. The only reason it's taking so long is this local's taking forever to get done here in the yard, which is holding up this grain train. Railfanner Levy loves trains. Well, I love trains too, and I'm sure everyone in the chat also loves trains as well. So you've come to the right place as we are hopefully going to get this darn local here in a little bit. I did not anticipate that it would probably be about midnight by the time they leave, because last time I caught the local, I think they was around, it was maybe around 11 p.m. They went through Holly. We did do a stream in Holly a while back, if you guys remember that. That was a long stream because we started around 10:15, 10:30 or so, and we were live till almost 3 a.m. because the sand train had to go through Pontiac, and they got a crew change there. I do have a plane channel as well. I just don't post on as well. It's called Aviation Ace. And I do believe we do have a few aviation enthusiasts on here. Kalamazoo area Railfan is also an aviation enthusiast. Do we got anyone else here that's well? Yeah, it's honestly, Damon, it's busy because we have the local in the yard and then the grain train. Obviously, it's building up, um, it's building up, the traffic for the trains because the grain train has been sitting there for a while. They've been waiting for this local. They're probably thrilled, They're probably like, can we just get in the yard so we can get off the clock or whatever the case? That I would assume they would be getting off as soon as that happens. A491 takes Lake State loads to Limestone. A492 turns it back. Mic dropped again. Jeez. I apologize about this stupid microphone. It's great for filming videos, that's for sure. Dang, Q139, 139, 135, 137. That's awesome. Yo, 731 is notorious for getting screwed in Battle Creek. They do tend to take a while because there was one time I caught, and Damon will remember this, when we caught B731 in Pittsfield Township before they got to Battle Creek Yard because they do get stuck there for a while. And I said to Damon, I was like, the only way we're going to get this train and not have to wait a long time is if we go west or east of Battle Creek Yard. Guys, we have 43 people watching. That's insane. So if you guys haven't done so already, do me a favor and hit the like button. It would be greatly appreciated. But 43 people. Bible verses are absolutely allowed here in the chat. So feel free to drop one if you'd like. But 43 people, I believe, sets a record for the most people I've ever had tune into a live stream. So I want to thank everybody for that. For all the people, especially our out of state and out of country viewers tuning in tonight. I do want to thank everybody for that. Your support is greatly appreciated. And if y'all ever get a chance to come visit Michigan, we got some cool stuff here for railroads. Maybe not the most busiest place in the world where you could get like go Railfan a line that gets 60 trains a day, but we got a great variety between some of our short lines, and we got a ton of class ones like CP, CN, CSX, Norfolk Southern as well. And we got Matthias in here. Railfan or Luke, this is the Lake State Railway Saginaw sub. Amen, train stream. Leaking my spots to the public, yeah. I'm starting to get chill. I might need to run back and get my coat real quick. Thanks. So actually, I'll tell you a story behind this tripod. I used to have a lot of those smaller, cheap ones, and constantly I had problems with the wind blowing it over. So I was like, I'm going to invest in a tripod where I can set it outside and not have to worry about the wind blowing it over. So that's exactly what I did with this tripod. That's about 17 pounds. That's a good one, Brody. Yeah, they're talking. The crew, they're on, as they announced earlier, they're on channel 3, and they are hopefully, I don't know what they're doing down there, but I hope they're getting ready to go. It is, yeah, but 100%. A heavy tripod, heavy duty tripod like this is good. We're gonna run back to my car real quick. I'm gonna set you guys in. I think I need to use the bathroom as well, and thankfully there's a bunch of woods over here, so I'm gonna set you guys in the car while I go do that. I did have dinner a little bit ago, and I did have quite a bit to drink for dinner. I had a Sprite and I had a bunch of Asian food at this one all-you-can-eat place. It was really good. They had a hot pot, in the middle of the table. So the food, it kind of like you cook the food that you order. You can put it in the hot pot and cook it through there. It's actually pretty neat.
Still up here in the yard.
Yeah, seriously. That would be my luck that this train would actually come up.
I can ask him if you'd like.
Oh, oh.
Roger.
That was the road channel. Let's just take a look. Yeah, they haven't moved. I think we got time. I'll keep my scanner nearby as well.
But no worries. We're about to go back in a 5-minute spotting one around and get away.
I didn't exactly make that out, but it sounded like they were going to go run around their train or something like that is something what I heard. And if that's the case, that means they hopefully are going to be getting ready to go. But we've said that a million times tonight here, obviously in hopes that this train gets going, because I would like these two trains to get going so I can get going. I'm going to leave the scanner in the car. They are leaving? Good. I figured. Let me just see if I can see if they've pulled up a little bit. If they have, I'll wait.
Yeah, I didn't hear what he said. They're about to throw some cars in 25, I think he said. Run around and get into the siding. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it actually is looking like it's starting to get brighter.
Coffee.
Let me see real quick. Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. You start to leave your spot.
Energy drink I got.
They're not out on the main yet, so hold on 1 second, folks. I'm gonna get my coat and I'm gonna set my tripod down, and then I'm gonna do that. Go do my business, and then we'll get back to the business of railfanning.
Seriously? Oh,
I'm gonna leave my radio in the car real quick as well, so that way you guys can hear it and listen. Fill me in when I get back. I'm gonna keep the stream going though, and it's just gonna be dark. I'm gonna get the car open. 303, yeah, 303 led south. Okay, I'm gonna leave you guys there just for 1 second. I'm gonna put my camera in the car as well, and then I'm gonna put my coat on as well. It's starting to get chilly. So just kind of listen to that. Fill me in when I get back. Liam, I know you know this line very well, so please let me know. And I will be right back. Give me 1 second, folks. And we'll go back out to the tracks here in 2 minutes.
Radio, what was that again? No problem.
All right, I am back. Sorry about that. Apologize. I don't like leaving you guys on a dark screen. I'll grab my gloves as well. Like I said, it is getting a little chilly out here. Let's see what we got here. 56 degrees. Did anything go off on the radio while I was in there? Probably not. Probably wasn't much, was there? All right. All right, got that. My camera. And we are back in business. Let's go ahead and make our way back over to the railroad crossing. So I got my camera secured on here. And hopefully, when we go out there, this local's getting ready to come north. That would really make me happy. I think everyone here is well watching as well. Yep, we are approaching midnight. So by the time this train comes, it's going to be the next day. It's going to be May 16th. Someone's got an engine. Actually, when I was in downtown Detroit earlier today, someone had, there were a couple of motorcycles that were no by main side, really. Hmm. Oh, this really is turning into midnight rail fitting now. Okay, I must. Maybe that's the grain train they're talking to. It's going to Novi, Maine. So if that's the case, they're probably going to give him a green signal whenever they're done with him. Whenever the local's done. We are definitely putting the name of the game tonight for Midnight Railfanning here on this fine Friday night. I'm excited to see it, that's for sure. All right, I'm going to take my power bank off. I have this new magnetic power bank, so that was helping keep my phone.
Eyes for 10 when out start. Talk about.
That would be cool, catching Lake State Railway 6453. Yeah, so that's what they're doing with the grain train. If they're putting him in the Novi siding, then that's good. That means he'll go decently fast through here. Eric F20, welcome. 11:58. We are almost to midnight. Can't even see the light of the local anymore now. It's behind all the rail cars over there. A lot of cars though out here on this Friday evening. Probably a lot of people that went to the bar or something. They are way back in the yard. Okay. What they say, they had to drop a few cars or something like that over there, and then they were heading north. Is that what I heard? If I heard that correctly. You have the dispatch up right now. All right. Yeah. What's up, Liam? And happy midnight, everybody. It is midnight officially. Yeah. What's your favor? Go ahead. Yeah, the defect detector is within the road frequency. William, are you here? Oh, I got you. I thought that's why you were saying that. You got a bunch of buildings right here. It's actually pretty well lit here. The best lit spot, especially a southbound, would be over on the grass right there. Yeah, but there's a lot of lit buildings right there and everything like that. Up here, the tracks are pretty well lit. You know, you got this light right here, the light from the road signs as well. Not too much lit over there. Where should you put? Oh, are you putting a camera up here? If you put a camera up here, I would say maybe somewhere, I don't know, over here on this side. Oh, that'd be sweet. I'd love. Are you gonna put one up like live that everyone can access, or is it just one that you're gonna be able to see? Because if it's a public cam, that'd be awesome. I don't even need to see a green signal, Michigan Rail Pen Tuesday. I just need to see that local get onto the main and get out here, because once they get out of here and the grain train gets out of here, that means I can get out of here too. Gotcha. That would be cool though if we could make it, public. Go to bed, Brody. I know you got a busy day. So go to bed. You can always watch the trains on the playback. I appreciate you coming on though. Hey Neil, welcome to the stream. Thanks, Levy. This is I know someone asked earlier and I didn't get to answering a question, but this is the Sony AX43. It's a good camera. Ooh, downtown Holly would be awesome. If you even a public cam in Holly would be great. I just need a stupid local to go north. And once they go north, we can get the grain. All right, thanks for coming on, Brody. And enjoy yourself. I know you got a big day here in a little bit, so enjoy. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I mean a public camera, especially in Holly, would be really cool. Even one here in Wixom would be cool, but for the sake of like the Holly sub and Lake State Railway, that would be really sweet. Just readjusting my camera. That's going to be my angle when we get this train. Talking to a few shops in Holly at the depot. The depot would be really cool if they could get a camera just right there. Because you could easily put a camera facing to the south and you'd be able to see both tracks. You could see, it would kind of, you figure if you do it like this, you put a camera to the south. If you're facing this way, you got the track right here for Lakeside on the left and then CN on the right. It may not be directly in the middle of the frame, but at least you'd be able to capture both of them. Oh, they're putting in their own. Oh, okay. Vroom, vroom. I sure hope Amtrak runs through Holly. Well, maybe he's not a no, so that'd be cool. Yeah, it's got zoom, but I don't want to zoom in because I want to get like the whole crossing and everything, the whole intersection in action when this train comes through. Actually, I think I need to turn my angle a little bit to the left. My scanner's picking up static because I got my camera on. Yeah, there will be. So Neil, we have 2 trains that we're waiting on. Uh, and it's funny because I actually had some friends that I was having dinner with in Novi, and I said if they wanted to come join me up here in Wixom, it'd probably be about 20 minutes or so. And we've been streaming for an hour and a half, and I've been up here probably about 20 minutes before I started the stream. But we have a northbound coming, local that's in the yard here in Wixom. And then we have a southbound that's currently sitting right there. It's a grain train. And now YouTube's telling me we have 52 people watching. That's insane. This, for as dead as this line is, and considering it's a class 2, it's not even a class 1, we got a lot of people on here tonight. And this will probably go down in history right now as the most amount of people I've ever had watching a stream. 52. No, it will not be a CN defect detector because this is Lake State Railway. Pretty much, yeah. I texted William. I was like, "You think I should just stream this?" And here we are. Lake State Railway is what it will be. I've heard of BNSF. I've railfan BNSF. My latest train video on my channel was BNSF content for Madison, Iowa. If that was directed to me, the BNSF comment. Yeah, Lake State's got its own. I don't know if I got. Actually, you know what? I did get it on video. I can play the audio off my camera. Actually, if you want to hear it, it sounds very similar to CN. Okay, Flapjack, thanks for coming on. For anyone that does have to get off for the night as it gets later, feel free to come back, when the stream's over and just watch the playback if you want to see the train. Pretty much, yeah, it is it's pretty much a mix of CSX CN. Oh, Levi's your brother? Cool. Liam's going to stay on the whole time. Awesome. Love to hear that. 30 likes. A lot of this, like I said, this is going to go down in history as one of the most, one of the biggest streams I do in terms of the amount of people we got on here. Never did I think that at least anytime soon I would be seeing my concurrent viewers reach 50. That's insane. So thank you all so much. I appreciate that. I really do. Words cannot express how much from the bottom of my heart that I appreciate, all this support for a boring standing around doing nothing stream waiting for hopefully a train to go north eventually out of the yard. All right, sounds good, Michigan Rail fan enthusiast. Yep, 50. I think I saw it jump up to 56 actually just a minute ago. No, it doesn't tell me it tells me viewers in general. It doesn't matter if they're subscribed or not. Okay, right now it's telling me 56 viewers and 33 likes. That is a lot of people. Johnny Mares, awesome. Thank you. Thanks for following me. I appreciate it. Now 57. We're setting records. Rail Fanner Luke's gonna sub. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody. Like I said, that especially, like I said, especially the out of state people that have come on here and joined me this evening. all the people that have subbed. Levi and Luke and Johnny Mares, 3643. A lot of new followers. Really appreciate it. Thank you all so much. Yeah, no kidding, Damon. This is insane. And all these viewers on here watching me do a boring stream of standing at what is a pretty much dead railroad line, waiting for this darn local to go north, and then the grain train to go south, and then I can go home so I can go to work tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, now it's today. But yeah, I can't thank you guys enough. I wish I had like a chair out here. I could go sit at the chairs in the park on the benches over there, but I don't really want to because I know I'm going to do that, and the train's going to pop up, and it's gonna sneak up on me. It is Saturday now, actually, Davis.
2325.
That's true, Damon. It's L357 now is the number. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you, Liam. It would have been great to have you here too. It's always fun to have company. Amen, Brian Rock. Like I said, it's just gonna come down to whenever this local gets out of the yard, then the grain train will be going through. Ooh, that's true. That's true, Liam. Yeah, no, I like this crossing all because it's in an intersection. It's kind of like Joslyn Brown Roads on the CN Holly Sub Lake Orion Branch track. That's it's always cool seeing crossings like this that go through like intersection stuff. It just makes things more interesting. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I definitely would like to go to Milford and get something going through there. That lake and everything, especially in the summertime, I can imagine is offers for a good shot. Oh, you did, Ben? You got M442? Nice. Like I said, when I was in Plant City the first night, I heard what was probably 443. Oh, line now. Gotcha. Johnny Mears, 3643. We are in Wixom, Michigan. This is at the crossroads of Wixom Road and Pontiac Trail. If you want to look it up on Google Maps, you can see what it looks like during the daytime. And this is along the Lake State Railway Saginaw subdivision. You got a green on the rail cam? For Plant City, Ben's eyeing the rail cam for CSX. Oh, the light for that local starting to kind of reflect off the rail cars down there. So maybe they're starting to get moving because the light wasn't reflecting off those rail cars for a while. So They might now actually be starting to come forward, which would be awesome if that's the case. Yeah, I agree, Damon. Lake State does have great shots, especially for crossing enthusiasts like you and I, considering I know you know how much old equipment there is on this line and everything like that, especially in Flint. Damon, charge your phone. Life 360 is telling me you're at 8%. All right, I actually do see the headlight of the train. Hey, maybe he's finally on the way. It looks like he's moving. That's our train right down there. Yeah, hopefully.
I'll bring it up. You can get the set and shove back for the
Pulling up and they're shoving back for the release, they said. Hopefully they're wrapping up here. We've said that a million times though. I'm sure you guys are sick of me hearing that. We just all want to see the train. Giant from North Carolina, cool. So we got a ton non-Michigan rail fans on here tonight. So it's always fun to get people on here from out of state and other locations like that. It's always fun, to kind of interact with people from other spots. And considering a lot of people know I love to travel a lot as well, so it's always fun, to meet people from other areas like that. This user has left the room, Kim. Yeah. Did it? Really? 62, huh? That's amazing. It's all thanks to you guys. All right, I'm gonna check my text because Mr. Liam over here is sending me messages. Hold on, folks. We'll be right back. Can anyone hear the horn? James Weather, rail fan from Kentucky. Welcome. Sounds good, Davis. Yeah, he's running. It seems like he's running around his train right now. He's honking down there, though. He's honking again. Eventually, the train's coming. Question is when. Whenever he's ready to go north with his load back to Flint. And Essex, Connecticut. We got like almost half the states here. CV Railroad, full scale welcome. Let's see. So if I recall, tonight we've had rail fans. Ben's obviously from Florida. We've had rail fans from Kentucky, Washington, Connecticut, Illinois, maybe Minnesota for someone, Wisconsin. Okay, maybe not. Someone's from Ohio as well. Okay, maybe not half the states, but still a lot of places on here outside of Michigan, which is awesome. Oh, you do, Ben? 778. Stand by me. Oh yeah. And we got CN 8310. is now here, and it looks like they turned their light off against. They're backing up. They're still doing a little work. Ugh, come on, just come north already. Oh, Pennsylvania. Yep, okay. We do have Pennsylvania on here as well. East Pennsylvania just got home from the track. Oh, there you go. That's Kev W172. Just missed a train with a friendly engineer. Just heard him joking over the radio to the dispatcher and heard a 10 honk salute from your house. Oh, nice. I'm starting to get a little chilly. That's why I got my coat on and everything. That's crap. You're not moving to North Korea. Oh, really? Someone's trespassing at the cam there. Someone found out, or well, I mean, it's pretty obvious to kind of figure out where that is, you know. But still, someone was trespassing. You model the CV Palmer mass subdivision. Oh, cool. That's really cool. Model railroading is pretty cool. It's not something I really have gotten into or anything like that, but the people that do set up those tracks and everything like that to model it, that really is cool, and that's dedication. 12:24 a.m. is the time. It's funny. I was actually just looking at my watch and saying the time, and then I saw your message, so that kind of worked out. I wish I had a spot to sit. I mean, it sucks standing up here on this concrete. True, it does, Alex. Yeah, 100%. Oh, he's got his lights on. Oh, he's got his ditch lights on. We might actually have him coming now. He's got his brights on, so we're gonna get ready because it looks like he is starting to pull up. So fingers crossed, everybody. Say a prayer, and we'll see what happens. I think he's coming. Actually, you know what? Let me do the light trick real quick. The light trick is where you block out the train lights with an object, and then you kind of you stand still and see if he's pulling forward. And it looks like he is going. Yep. It's funny. A lot of rail fans self-taught themselves the Rich Owens trick. I self-taught myself that as well. It's funny because I thought that was something I kind of came up with, and then I learned that that's something every rail fan's kind of learned on their own or people have taught them. But yeah, guys, I think we're finally going to get this thing. Although I've said that before. So let's get the train first, and then we can officially say we've gotten it. So, but hopefully now with the ditch lights being on, this could be a good sign. Caleb Belcher told Rich Owens taught him that. Yeah, makes sense. Doesn't seem actually. Nope, never mind. It does look like he's moving now. It looks like he is coming forward. He's coming forward. I'm going to start recording. All right, everybody. It's been a long time. It is now the next day. It's May 16th, 2026, and it is about 12:27 a.m. L 737 appears to finally be heading north. Let's catch the train. Here we go, and then we'll get the southbound. I think it stopped a little bit, or they were reconnecting to some freight or something. So I'm gonna quickly delete that. We'll keep an eye on him though. If he starts to actually move, then we'll resume filming. I just want to save up my memory because I'm running low on space. But I'm sure the crew on board this local's ready to go. I can only imagine the crew on the grain is just waiting and dying for him to get out of the way. I'll turn that off, save a little battery on the camcorder. Yeah, it looks like they stopped. We should hopefully hear them on the radio say something like, "Hey, we're ready to head out of Wixom, go back to Flint," or whatever the case. Yeah, he's not moving. I'm doing the light trick right now. Actually, I think he is pulling up very slowly. Yeah, I'm doing the light trick right now. He is definitely pulling up slowly. So yeah, they should be getting ready. I just heard something from the locomotive down there. Heard the ch. So I don't know if they were applying the brakes or something, or if they were backing up into rail cars. I don't know. I really don't know, guys. This is similar to my spot. There's a yard next to the station. Okay, yeah. We haven't had any activations here yet, though, but we might, though, here in a bit. Ditch lights just went off. Conman Railfan 8952, welcome. Yeah, you're right. Air release. Yep. That's what I meant to say. Air release happens all the time, seems like. As you guys can tell, I don't know every, like little detail about like, trains, everything, but I know a lot about like signals and how to track them and stuff like that in terms of like, the way they work and stuff like that. That I'm not an expert on. But that's why I got some of you guys here, especially Damon and a couple other people on here as well. Okay, I see an LED light. It looks like there's someone up by the train. Hopefully it's the conductor getting on board. I do see an LED flashlight, though, right next to the locomotive. Yeah, that happens sometimes. I've caught MOW equipment before. It's fun to catch, actually, because it's different. It's always fun, to watch them go through. Actually, one time I happened to go to Ferndale and I caught MOW equipment that went through the crossings there. And Ferndale's a quiet zone, but they decided to honk. They ended up honking through the crossing there. Okay, here's some radio chatter. Hopefully this is them saying, "Hey, we're ready to depart and go north." I hope so, because I think everyone here, all 58 of you guys, including myself, ready for this guy to just go north. We've been live for almost 2 hours.
25.
Come on. Throttle up. Throttle up just a little bit. I think he's backing up, though. Let me do the light trick. Yep, he's backing up. Unfortunately. Sad thing is, by the time I get home, it might as well just make sense for me to go into work and sleep in a little bit.
Doing air test now. Getting on out here, so.
Awesome. All right, so we just got word over the scanner, air tests, and then they are getting out of here.
Get you in here to Lincoln 2. I'll jet around to back road, hop in that way, and get those brakes tied up for you.
Why the frick is someone blasting music this time of night? Looks like they're backing up. They're backing up. It sounded like they were going to Beck Road, so that would be all the way on the.
Yeah, I'm on the far right side. How the track kind of curves around towards 25 over there. Yeah, you'll be able to. Yeah, the utility road is all the way through. You just follow the lights up the thing and cross the track on the other side. Going towards that.
Never did I really think I'd be doing a midnight railfanning stream out here in Wixom, though, for as dead as this line is. But yeah,
I haven't done it. If it was a little more, well lit, I probably would. I'll just jet around, take the main road real quick, and get over there.
that music it might have actually been from the police officer, because there was a police officer. There were one or two of them that made a turn there, so it actually might have been a police officer doing it to someone else. By the way, we have 65 viewers watching right now. So again, there's another record we're setting now. 66, 41 likes, guys. This is insane. I really can't thank you guys enough for all the support we've had tonight. This is crazy. We've been live for almost 2 hours, and we're just trying to get this local, which seems like they're really trying to get out of here, so that way we can catch them, and then we'll catch the grain. So like I said, I'm sure the crew on board the grain is sick of having to wait, because if they're going into the siding, which it sounds like they're going into the siding in Novi, they could probably be done with their work, and then they could head out, hopefully head out, get picked up by a crew, and then obviously CSX will take over from there with the grain train. Baldy. Can we break 70? That'd be awesome if we could. There's 47 likes, though, now. We just got a bunch more. So, again, I really cannot thank you guys enough for all the viewers that we have on here tonight. This is insane. Like I said, a boring live stream of just trying to get 2 trains, some decently busy action here on the Lake State Railway. And it's been out here since a little after 10. It is peak, and we're reaching peak viewers too, in terms of, 66 was the highest I saw so far. But yeah, if we could break 70, that would be something as well. 48 likes. It's boring, Davis, in the sense that we've been standing around here for over 2.5 hours, and half the time we've had a signal lined, and the train hasn't come through yet. Yeah, I wish you were here too, Liam. It's always fun when you're here. You know what's interesting? You know what I'm seeing? I think those cars that are next to that train on there, those I think are grain cars. The question is, Liam, you'll probably know, are those loaded or are they empty? Because if they're empty, you know, they could probably send some Lake State power down here if they don't have any. Pick those up and take them north. Loaded. So we got essentially 2 loaded grain trains. Yeah, I got you, Kev. Makes sense. For the record, I practically am reading the whole chat. It's going by so fast that I'm not able to read out loud everything. Is it CSX cars? I can't tell. It's too dark, and if it was like daytime, I'd be able to zoom in on my camcorder, and I'd be able to get you an answer. I'd be able to zoom into them, and I could see. It's probably the cars the grain train dropped from this morning. Ah, gotcha. The signal timed out. Where in your area, Ben? It's definitely a freight. There's no passengers or anything like that that run on this line. 7 a.m. duo at 7 a.m. Gotcha. Sarah Cade, 69. Yeah, I mean, that's how it goes. That's how I wandered into rail fanning at first, too. I wandered into this hobby that I had no idea about and then learned a lot. And come late August of this year, I'll be celebrating 5 years of rail fanning when I officially started rail fanning. Wow, is that CN we're picking up now? Wow. That's true, Liam. I've known Liam quite a long time. I think the first time I met you in person was when we did the first meetup in Royal Oak. Ever watched Happy Tree Friends? I don't know what that is. Never heard of it. Dang, 11 years. That's awesome, Damon. Is there really, Ben? I didn't know that. I doubt they had that out here. I mean, that signal's been lined for a while. Check the signal. $50 likes now. We broke 50 for the likes. And right now there's 64 concurrent viewers. Your cousin worked for CSX. Oh, that's cool. These tracks used to be owned by CSX. And then Lake State Railway bought them out because they became a thing in the early 90s. That guy thought the light was going to change. I think I'm also starting to see a truck down there. So there's a Lake State work truck down there. Why isn't this not letting me zoom in? There we go. Any updates? Nope. But they are supposedly going to be doing air testing and then they'll be heading north. Which would mean it's about dang time. You got this guy over here who's just revving his engine, trying to get the light to change faster. It's like at that rate, you might as well just go through the red light. 999 years, so practically bought. Yep. Yeah, I know quite a few like people within the hobby communities, whether it's elevators and trains, who have like been up, like big into the hobby. They just didn't start posting on YouTube and stuff. That's how it tends to go for a lot of people. We get a lot of people that start the hobby, but they don't like really know about YouTube, or they don't really think to say, hey, oh, there might be people that post content like this on YouTube. So yeah, that does tend to be a situation. There's no Amtrak that goes through here. The Saginaw sub ATCS is still active. That'd be crazy if it was. Yeah, I know quite a few rail fans that just take pictures and stuff. They don't like post videos or anything. They take pictures and everything like that. I think it kind of goes good hand in hand if you do both, take pictures and video. Gotcha. Oh, finally starting to hear more on the radio. Are they finally going to be going north? Starting to remind me of the last time that I rail fanned the Lake State Railway when we had a southbound up in Holly that got lined, and we had to wait like almost 4 hours for that. And then we had to wait like almost 4 hours for the sand train. When I did the stream in Holly, I don't think I got the Lake State train on video, but I think Damon and I finished up the stream of the sand train when we got that S757, and after that we caught a southbound Z127 before they changed the symbols. We got that, and then we left, and apparently there was a grain train that went through with 1776 like half an hour after that. Adam, I am using the Uniden BC 125 AT. Dang, 13 years ago. That's crazy, train stream. What's the busiest I've seen it on this line? Probably about as busy it's going to get tonight, because this line is not busy. And like I said, we've had this. This line gets like 2 to 5 a day. Here's the scanner, by the way, for you, Adam. Yeah, 6 is pretty crazy. 7, yeah. 7 out here is crazy for a day. It really comes down to when they run 127, which is now L357. It comes down to grain trains and locals as well. That's what it comes down to. The grain trains is probably what would jump that total up. Because first, you already got to go out here on a day when the locals are running, like right now. Then you got to catch 127. Again, that's now L357. And then it comes down to any other as neededs that are running. Because the daily action, like I said, for a Friday on this line through here, which I guess technically is a Friday into a Saturday, is like 2 to 5. But Lake State being Lake State and being so weird as they are, a lot of their jobs like this, they're locals that run late at night. They carry over into the next day. I hope that this train is finishing up their testing here real soon. Man, they are taking a long time. Oh yeah, no, I get it, but it could be as long as that, but hopefully not. I know these guys are trying to get moving. Oh, they just called out the signal aspect, medium approach. So I don't know. I just want to get this guy and get this grain and then go home. I think he actually is starting to pull up again because I'm doing the light trick. Yeah, no, there goes the police officer. Two police officers. Yeah, he's coming. I think it seems like he's moving fast, so I'm gonna start filming just to be safe. All right, everybody. We think the train's coming. Ford L 737 might be coming north. It's 12:49 a.m. It's now May 16th, 2026. Lakeside Railway 4303 and 303 for the locomotive numbers. That's L737. Finally going through here. Here in Wixom, Michigan, they are finally heading north. They're going to the siding real quick, though. That way they can allow a grain train
Or you should be lined up in there, and I'll be at the south on there waiting for you.
to go south. The current time is 12:54 a.m. All right, we'll see what we get for an aspect here. Yeah, this next train's going to be long, though. Like I said, this is not the end yet. We got another train coming. As you guys can see now, the signals are back to red for northbound, and the bottom signal is dark again. So there's that. So the local is out of there. And now I think what we're going to do to go catch this southbound, we'll actually wait for him to get a signal here. He should be getting here. No, it's not burnt out. They do that a lot here where they have those signals turned off. Actually, no, maybe you're right. Maybe it is. Maybe I am remembering that it always was three reds. I know CSX does that with one of the signals where they have like the bottom signal turn off and only turn on if they need it. At least I think. It's not burnt out. It's two. Okay. Well, there we go. We finally got that train though, and real soon our searchlights are hopefully going to be flipping for southbound. He's in the siding now. And as that train was passing, I saw our concurrent viewer count jump up to 75, which is insane. All right, Brian, thanks for coming on. Like I said, we're gonna stand by here for the southbound because they should be once they get a signal here, they'll be pulling forward after they get the switches flipped on the siding track over there. They can bring this grain train in here to Lincoln Yard. I'm gonna keep you guys facing this way. We'll wait for the signals to flip. Hopefully, it's gonna be a green because it sounded like they were gonna be going to the siding in Novi, which would be near 12 Mile Road, which is a little ways south of here. It's at least 5 miles south. So if L357 comes, that'd be crazy. But I doubt I'm gonna stick around. I got to go to work here in a little bit. But yeah, that would be crazy if they came south. If it jumps up to 200, that'd be insane. We already jumped up to 75, which was awesome. There's 57 likes currently. I mean, it seems like the longer I keep the stream going, the more and more we're just growing. I'll be curious to see the end analytics to this stream because this stream is going to go down as of right now in history as the most popular stream I've ever done for Midnight Railfanning. And this wasn't even a planned stream either. Can we talk about that? I know I haven't, I didn't even plan to do a stream tonight. I just happened to be out this way. And then I got word that there were two trains that were running. And then, I figured I missed, the grain train, which I did not. They were running behind. And obviously it's almost 1 a.m. and they still haven't gone through here yet. I mean, that's insane. $61 likes now. That's crazy. That's got to be a truck down there. There's no way that's another train down there. Looks like a truck. I think I see just two whites, one on the left and one on the right. I don't know. I feel like the signal would have flipped by now if the southbound was lined. What is this down here? I see something else down. I think it's a truck. It doesn't look like a train light. The way it's going on and off like that. I don't know. That can't be a train. Yeah, it looks like a vehicle. 69 likes. Holy crap. All right, I don't know what the holdup is. Let's get this signal flipping. Let's get this grain going south. Let me see if the grain's even got his. Nope, he's still dim down there. Must be a work vehicle. It's probably what it is. All right, real quick, guys. I'm going to pause the stream real quick and I'm going to write in on my personal log the train that we just got for L737. We'll be right back. I knew that was going to happen. As soon as I paused the stream, that signal would flip. We have a restricting aspect, and it's now going to be for the grain train. So I'm going to grab my camcorder real quick. We're going to do a quick little intro, and we're going to go over by the signals, by the dumpster over there, where it's a little bit more lit up. That's where we're going to go catch this train. And then that, once the grain train passes, is going to do it. I'm going to end the stream fairly quickly after that because I got a little bit of a drive in order to get home. He's bright now, so I got to make this quick. All right, let's see here. What time do we got? I can see my watch. It's 1 a.m. All right, everybody, it is now 1 a.m. And with that local in the siding, we have a restricting aspect, and that will be for the grain train to go south here in the Lake and Yard in Wixom, Michigan. Let's go a little bit further up there, and we will go catch this train. Here we go. All right, folks, let's go ahead and catch this last train. 70 likes. Again, I just thank you guys so much for the support that this stream has had over the last few hours. It's been insane. That's for sure. This is peak. Yeah, it is. I mean, Lake State has, to me, Lake State Railway has such a cool vibe to it. That's why I enjoy Railfanning Lake State Railway. Yeah, I sure did. I just wish they would have left a little bit earlier because, like I said, I'm not going to get much sleep tonight. But you know what? Who needs sleep, right? All right. Well, anyways, this is going to be our spot. I'm going to get my angle set up. The only downside is I got my shadow that'll kind of be in the way, but that's okay. That is going to be our angle. That signal's still red. No, it's now restricted. It's now red over yellow, so he has a signal to go into the yard. We'll kind of just step out here a little bit. Yeah, he's actually getting close. We're gonna get started right now. Here we go. All right, everybody, here we go. We got that southbound grain train pulling up to get here in the Lincoln Yard.
Main to main, Lincoln to southbound.
And it is 1:03 a.m.
One by 25, looking for the light, north main, north back.
33.
R. Chapter mile post 6.7. R. Detector. Milepost 67.9. No defects. Repeat. No defects. Total axle 7, 8. Total cars 1, 9. Train lane 1, 0, 3, 2 feet. Speed 1, 4 out.
One fourteen a.m. We had a southbound grain train going towards the restricting aspect here in Wixom, Michigan. L737 went north with 78 axles. They went through the Lake State Railway detector at milepost 67.9. And that is going to be the last train of the night here for Lake State Railway here in Wixom, Michigan. That will be it. All right, everybody, and that's going to be it for tonight's stream here in Wixom, Michigan on Lake State Railway for tonight's historical stream, where I saw at one point we had 71 concurrent viewers, where I have 76 likes right now. Guys, that's insane. Considering we're not even doing rail fanning, I'm just like a mainline general. Lake State Railway, obviously being a class two, not that big of a railroad, doesn't get nearly as much traffic as like CSX and other railroads. Guys, this was amazing. Thank you all so much for tuning in. This will go down in history as one of the best streams I've ever done, even for as slow as it was, as we had to wait for the local to finish up their work before the grain would get permission to go. Hope you guys enjoy. Liam, do you happen to know the symbol for that grain train? Do you happen to know that? I will definitely get that in my log later on. I'll wrap up the stream quickly, but I'm gonna pretty much, get you guys. I'm gonna kind of set you guys down for a little bit. We'll talk for a few minutes, and then we're gonna end it because I got a bit of a drive in order to get home. 'Cause I gotta go in. I'm gonna go into work at 7 a.m. But yeah, no, that was good, and that was the best part about the stream was it was unexpected. I had a blast, and I hope you guys did as well. And thank you to all of you guys for making this one of the most successful streams I've ever done. We had quite a few super chats. I saw 1.71 viewers, which is awesome. So thank you, especially to everyone, the out of state viewers that we had come on here and hang out with me tonight. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and be sure, to hit that, hit subscribe, hit the bell. I do midnight rail fanning roughly every few weeks. Sometimes it's every few months, depending on how busy I am. But definitely be sure to turn notifications on. I like to do midnight rail fanning every so often. And obviously tonight was an example of a last minute plan to do midnight rail fanning because it really wasn't planning to do it. But man, I gotta say that was a good one. Let me just see. Liam, get back to me on that symbol. Oh, look, we got $10 super chat. AR Intelligent Kid, thank you. Good to see you as well. Yep, I will. Thank you. I appreciate it. So, make that $21. Z491. All right. Sounds good. Folks, we are going to end it here for tonight after being live for roughly 2 hours, 40 minutes, waiting on that darn local to go through. Once again, thank you everybody for making tonight's stream one of the most historical streams and one of the best streams that I've done in terms of viewership. I mean, 71 viewers, 78 likes is absolutely insane. And like I said, from the bottom of my heart, can't thank you guys enough. Anyways, that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. We will see you guys next time. Stay safe, take care, and I will see you guys in the next one. Good night.